Hello friends, this is Adam with MovieGuy365, and today I'm going to review the J.J. Abrams produced movie Overlord. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos daily. Yeah, checked out Overlord today. This was produced by Bad Robot, which is J.J. Abrams' company, directed by Julius Avery. And I didn't really have a lot of info going into this. I did see the two trailers, and I also saw the special IMAX trailer, which is essentially about the first 2 or 3 minutes of the movie. And I was intrigued. At first I thought it was just going to be kind of like, from what I've seen of it, a Call of Duty Zombies adaptation almost, without the name. And while there's maybe like a little bit of truth to that, it's overall actually an enjoyable action / horror drama. I don't know if I would even call it horror. There are definitely horror elements. I'm not going to get too much into it. I'll just give you the basic premise. So these troopers that are in World War II are dropped the day before the invasion of Normandy, and their mission is to take out a radar jamming tower in this little town in France. And they have till 6 a.m. the next morning to do it. Otherwise, it's going to be even worse for the men in Normandy. So they send a whole squadron out there, and only essentially 5 or 6 guys make it. So for the most part, that's kind of where the movie begins. And then they get into this town, and they discover that there's more going on beneath this radio tower. So, and that's pretty much where I'll leave it as far as describing the plot. This movie was actually really made. If I'm playing devil's advocate, this movie's very much like what you would consider like a demo film. What I mean by that is it's a lot going on as far as audio goes. That theater was rocking. It was turned up. There's a lot of explosions. There's a lot going on there. And when it comes to disc, this is going to be something to show off your setup. I mean, this is just one of those types of movies. Now, is it any good? Yeah, it's good. It's fun. I could use a couple things that kind of help steer you towards what kind of movie it is. I will say it's definitely action / light horror, but there's definitely a element to it. There's a lot going on. There is, it's basically going against these Nazis that are performing these experiments, and then chaos ensues. It's I wouldn't say it's a mindless action flick. It's not like that. It's just a fun time. It's a fun time at the theater. You don't have to really get invested too much with your brain. You can just kind of, it's not that you would turn it off, but you're just kind of enjoying it. And one of the things I did enjoy about this is I believe they did rely a lot on practical effects versus the CGI. Yeah, there was some CGI, but to me it wasn't glaringly obvious. There are some movies out there that are just terrible at hiding it. And the fact that this takes place mostly during one night does a lot to hide that kind of thing. So if there was more obvious CGI in the daytime, it would show up more. But I did like how the practical effects and the makeup especially, I think one of the things this movie has going for it is it has great makeup effects. Something you would definitely see in an old school Rick Baker or that kind of thing, or even a John Carpenter film. I could see a lot of influence from those people apparent in this, and it's a fun time. It's not something that is overly serious. You're not gonna it's not something it's particularly going to be memorable necessarily, but it's fun. It's a fun for the moment kind of film. I would absolutely recommend going to see it. If you can see it in a decent theater with a great surround, and see it in IMAX if you can do that as well. And I of course will review this when it hits 4K. I think it's worth picking up. It's worth going to see. it's a fun time. It is a good it was a good experience for me overall, and I did like the cast. I felt, and it was also one of those movies where you didn't learn anybody's name until almost 2/3 of the way through. It was just one of those, where you got the main two guys, but then there's like 3 or 4 other guys. You're like, I kind of know your name, but I kind of don't. I know not everybody. You can't wear name tags or something, but at least you have to kind of like introduce your characters and kind of like find a way to make their name stick in your head. When I knew the name of, there's this little kid, I knew his name before I knew like 2 of the soldiers. Like, what? What's going on there? No, you gotta, when you're telling a story, you gotta work a little better with that. You can't just, like, oh, soldier number 3, soldier number 5. It's not how it works. And going back to the practical effects, there was a lot of, especially I would say in the middle, there's some good creepy effects. There's a scene in the trailer where you hear this voice towards the end of the trailer. It's misplaced in the movie. In the movie, it's not in that scene. They use other sounds and stuff. But when you see the origin of that voice, that was probably my favorite effect shot of the whole film. It's great. It's great, and they linger on it. I wish they would have just lingered on it another like couple seconds because it's such a good effect. It's not what I was expecting. I think I was expecting something else, but I liked what I saw, and I think if there was anything that this movie lacked, it needed to explore that aspect a bit more than kind of towards the end. I think it was almost a missed opportunity that you could really had something creepy going on there, because my as soon as my imagination started going wild, then they kind of just like, oh, this is what it is, and it's I guess it doesn't live up to what you're thinking, but that one shot in particular, yeah, I loved it. It was a good shot. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. I enjoyed it. I highly recommend going to see it. So yeah, leave your comments below. Did you see Overlord? What did you guys think? So, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos daily, and I appreciate any help you guys can give me. So until next time, this is Adam with MovieGuy365. I will see you at the movies.